Over her nearly 4 decades at the Federal Reserve, the Cleveland Fed president has been called a hawk more than once. Investors and economists say she's wary of rate cuts, and arguably more than just vigilant about inflation. The doves are more concerned about unemployment and want lower rates. Well, in her last weeks in office, Loretta Mester says she doesn't want to be either a dove or a hawk. She wants to be an owl, turning from side to side and aware of the risks from any direction and prudence. I spoke to President Mester as she prepares to step down because of term limits, and she discussed why she and others at the Fed weren't prepared for what turned out to be a post-pandemic boom of inflation.
We did know that supply chains were being disrupted, but we didn't realize how long that disruption would last. And it wasn't just one disruption, it was a series of shocks that came through. Two, I think we did underestimate the support and the effects of the support from both monetary policy and fiscal policy on the demand side. And, that balance between demand and supply, of course, fed into stronger price pressure. So I think, that's kind of how I'm viewing it, and that's part of where when I reflect back on it. But again, remember that we did start explaining to the public that we were intending to tighten policy before we actually took the first action in March.
Having been of a generation that remembers the heady days of inflation, and then we had 20 or 30 years where we've conquered it, we know what we're doing, and suddenly the bogeyman's back. Were you surprised?
Okay. I wouldn't say I was surprised, because I was always cautious about inflation, right? So I've been one of the ones who sort of are thinking that, wow, we should really be thinking about this maybe a little bit differently. Everybody at the Fed is always focused on dual mandate goals, right? And so I think the pandemic was, in my tenure, an unprecedented shock. I think people forget at the beginning of the pandemic how uncertain things were and how dire some of the forecasts were for what was going to happen in the economy. And so I think it's natural that in that kind of environment, you wouldn't want to be, too aggressive on raising rates. But at the same time, right, maybe we should have done it a little bit sooner.
If I'd said to you, say 10 years ago, 7 years ago, that if you raise rates at this rate, the economy will be able to withstand it. It won't go into a complete and utter reverse. You won't go into recession. You're going to raise from 0 to 5 or whatever in a short period of time. Most people would have said, no, it's going to tumble the economy directly into. All research shows that this level of monetary tightening in this period of time will tip us into recession. Were you surprised it didn't?
I think we were all, when we were doing that, raising rates, we were all well aware that there was risk involved. But again, this is what I was saying, we've got to balance.
No, but the other side of the coin is, were you surprised that it didn't? That there
No,
was
that's what I'm
such
saying.
strength?
Yeah, I was surprised. In fact, I mean, if you look back at, the SEPs, right, we were estimating the strength of the economy, right? We were missing that. We thought, in fact, last year, at the beginning of last year, right, we thought that maybe growth would be under trend, right? Now it's above trend. So yes, I think we did. But again, that goes back to what, there was a lot of support for the economy, and I think that's what's playing out now. But, as inflation has come down and the labor market's gone into more balance, right, going forward, right, doesn't necessarily mean you just extrapolate what happened. Right now you have to continue to do that assessment to balance those risks.
AI. I look back to in those days, the Humphrey Hawkins testimony of Chair Greenspan. And he always used to talk about the productivity gains that we didn't quite understand from the internet, as the information superhighway, and that they were very much fueling the irrational exuberance of those days. We haven't really seen the productivity gains fully from AI, and it's only in the rearview mirror probably that we will. But we don't really know, do we? This could lead us to a new golden age.
It could. I mean, I actually think that it's going to have an important impact on the economy and probably will enhance productivity. But that's just my view, and different people have different views. And it's about the timing as well. is when will those gains be able to be captured in higher productivity growth? And that we haven't seen yet. But it
you
has a
think we will?
potential. It has a potential, and I guess I'm more positive about it.
When people, you've seen over the many years, you've seen the hawkish dove phrase. Does it launch you out of the chair with something approaching, you know, will you stop calling me a hawk? Will you stop doing that? I mean, what?
Yeah. I mean, at the beginning, I felt like, oh, wow, I may have messed up because they're calling me a hawk and, you know, I'm trying to explain things. But over time, it's like they're going to have a view of you no matter what you do. You just have to keep focused on doing the best policy decisions you can make, given your view of the economy, where it's going, and the risk. And I always tell people, I say, I don't want to be viewed as a hawk or a dove. I'd like to be viewed as an owl. But of course, I can't call myself an owl. So it's up to other people to call me that. So.
Have you enjoyed it?
Oh, yeah, it's been great. You know, I've worked at the Fed for 39 years.
Good grief.
I know.
Do you get a gold watch or a clock?
No, you do not get a gold watch, but you do get, I mean, I'm getting emails from people that I just didn't really understand. Like, wow, this is what you thought of me? I have no idea. So it's kind of nice.